Hello, Moon Jelly Kevin here, and today I'm going to be talking about Fire Pro Wrestling Returns on the PS2. Honestly, this is probably my second attempt at recording this video. I recorded some crazy 30-minute thing, and then I realized that the audio was super imbalanced. All you could hear was the cheesy rock sounds of Fire Pro Wrestling, and you couldn't hear me talking at all. So we're doing this again, second time's the charm, am I right? So it's a fiery hot day. It's 90-degree weather here in Los Angeles County, and I'm going to be talking about a fiery hot game called Fire Pro Wrestling Returns. The back says, wrestling fans, meet your new best friend, meet your new friend. But hey, we were more than new friends. That's why I made that slip of the tongue, because this was my best friend in the year of 2007, and we're still good friends to this day. Anyways, with that intro, I know it's been so long since I made a video. Like I mentioned in my last video, I am on vacation. I was enjoying the vacation a little bit too much, but hey, we're going to be back at it. I promise to make more videos going forward. And, people ask me, hey, what's the point of this channel? You talk about comics, you talk about video games. I just like to talk about things I like. I'm not here to make like a career out of YouTube. This is something I personally really enjoy. I already know that there's probably someone watching at home saying I don't care about Aja Kong versus Bull Nakano, or I don't care about pro wrestling at all. But hey, pro wrestling is something that I personally really enjoy. My dad was a fan. He was super heartbroken when he found out that it was a work, and he, that was the thing he told me. Like, he said, hey, you could watch pro wrestling as long as you understand that it is a stunt show. And I've always knew that going in, and it's never hurt my enjoyment, because the appeal of pro wrestling is not the legitimacy, even though I think it's legit. You can't fake falling off a turnbuckle. You can't fake cutting your own darn flesh. It's not the legitimacy. It's the storytelling. It's the characters. It's the getting sucked up into the stunt show. I love the Japanese strong style, and watching them just genuinely, legitimately hit each other for the sake of entertainment is something that I personally enjoy. So I understand it's not for everyone, but I love pro wrestling. It's a part of me that's not going away. And part of my love of pro wrestling is manifested in my addiction to these video games, to a video game like Fire Pro Wrestling Returns, this wonderful game from 2007 by Spike. It was just Spike back then. They're now Spike Chunsoft. But anyways, I'm going to let this play because they're going to show the entire roster that I have in my save file in a bit. And you guys will see they're definitely hitting a certain era of the American Indies. So here we go. We have Ring of Honor first up here. You can see the names flying through here. This was a downloaded file. You have WWE over here, ECW, TNA, Shikara, and then forgive my ignorance, we're gonna get to like New Japan. Obviously New Japan's big nowadays, but there's gonna be some of these that I'm not familiar with. All of Japan. This is all Japan. Supernova. I'm sure once I go into the menus it's easier. Neo 1 is 01. Man, this is going too fast. That's like Dragon Gate, right? Azteca Pit. I guess because they do the lucha style. And DDT, S Dojo. Man, it's just going too fast now. But anyways, as you guys could probably already tell, you could have too many wrestlers in this game. There's a limit of, I think 500 is the limit. My save file, which I downloaded off of www.cause.ws. I believe this has 400 wrestlers. This was something I downloaded a long time ago. I don't even think I have the doohickey anymore, the thing that converts your downloaded files into PS2. Maybe I gotta buy that again so I can see if they've made an updated file. But there are newer versions of Fire Pro Wrestling. So yeah, there we go. You don't have to necessarily play this version. And yeah, sorry. I'm sorry, guys. It's really hot and sweaty here. So let's continue here, press and start. And the reason why I wanted to play this game today, why I wanted to showcase this game, is to do a simulation match, which we're going to do in a bit. Let's be sure that two computers are going at it. Confirm that there. Between Chris Jericho and Nick Gage, which is happening tonight on AEW. Let's put that skill all the way up at 10. Speed at 125. Let's have it at a Spike Dome, so we have our entrances here. And let's go from here. So here we go. You guys can see this is a very certain era. Like I said, you have Ring of Honor, very certain wrestlers. This save file definitely has a bias towards the American indie scene, because we get to like WWE, and you know, we have over here kind of like very we have this guy here, but we have a very small roster here. But they did have Paul London and Brian Kendrick, favorite wrestlers of all time. So yeah, you got ECW, which is CM Punk, Marcus Corvan, Terry Funk, and my created wrestler. So this is very much based off of the WWE version of ECW. You got TNA. TNA over here. Definitely I want to say this is the golden years of TNA. TNA is no more. They're Impact now, right? Chikara, New Japan, All Japan, Noah. That's what it was. Supernova. I just didn't realize. Gee whiz. Okay, yeah, so there you go. Noah, 01, Michinoku Pro, Dragon Gate, Big Japan, DDT, Osaka Pro, Kaientai Dojo, Ricky Pro, and then you got your free agents, USA free agents, CMLL, got some Lucha Libre here with AAA, Pancrase, MMA, Mixed Martial Arts, Joshi, and some legends over here. So as you guys can see, you could have anything you want. And if you don't have what you like as far as your wrestling taste is concerned, you could always make it. But yeah, you got American Indie, American Entertainment, Hardcore, more American Indie, Comedy, Lucha, you know, anything that you want. The Kings Road style, the Strong style. Again, if you're not a wrestling fan, maybe these words don't mean anything to you, but whatever you want to dream up here, you can do it. And that's kind of the fun of not just this game, but wrestling games in general. So let's get to it. We're gonna put Chris Jericho today against Nick Gage. Hopefully the no disqualification is off. And yeah, let's get to it. So why am I doing this match? I'm recording this on July 28, 2021. Tonight on AEW, we have the actual match of Chris Jericho versus Nick Gage. And I figured, hey, it'd be fun to kind of simulate it over here. Chris Jericho coming out to a knockoff of Real American, the old Hulk Hogan theme song. And I made him to the best of my ability. This is Chris Jericho. Unfortunately, I didn't spend enough time fine-tuning his logic. So he might not go for things you would think. Like, he might not go for the Lion Tamer or the... I don't even think I gave him the Code Breaker, if I'm being honest. I don't know if he has that, or... Definitely doesn't have the Judas effect, although you could probably give him something similar to it. The music in here is like so cheesy. It's like, you know, MIDI music, very anime-esque, but it has a charm. A lot of it is kind of like rock bass. I feel that as far as Japan is concerned, even if you watch things like New Japan, they still love rock music. Like, some of their tunes sound very much like cheesy 80s hair metal, which I personally appreciate. I love rock music. Rock is still my favorite genre. It may not be in vogue in America, but, you know, they're still doing it hard in Japan. So here we go. Ring of Honor is hosting Chris Jericho, the Painmaker, the Code Breaker, the guy with the list, going up against Nick Gage over here, the god of this S, the MDK, all mother effing day. Gotta censor myself for the YouTubes, but yeah, here we go. Watching this match, you gotta test the strength. While we're talking about this, yeah, Fire Pro Wrestling Returns is a game that I personally really enjoy. Huge fan of the series, but this is the last one where I would say the timing was very strict. This one is not as accessible. The menus are a little bit archaic. Some people can't even get into the sprite work, which I'm saying I love the sprite work. Yeah, I still love Street Fighter 2. Like, I think Street Fighter 2 looks great. I think beat-em-ups like Final Fight look great. I still love sprite work. But hey, I know it's not for everyone. But if you could get into things like Street Fighter 2, I think you could get into Fire Pro Wrestling, which has always been kind of like a sprite-based game. They made a 3D one for the Xbox, which was not well received. I never got to play it. I think it was Japan only. But yeah, these games, classics. You can do so much in this game. I mentioned earlier, if you didn't understand, you can program the logic, the way these wrestlers think. So obviously Chris Jericho is not going to be going for a code breaker or a lion tamer at the beginning of the match. He wants to go at it at the end. You got to program that. You got to teach him to do that sort of stuff. So that's something crazy you could do in this game. The customization in this game is non-stop. Like, you could do the wrestlers, you could do the ring. This Ring of Honor ring does not come by default in this game. It's something you got to have designed. And even if you don't like that stuff, you could download it online. There's plenty of people in the community that can help you with that. Wrestlers, appearances, the movesets, everything is customizable in this game. So yeah, you guys can see this is why, because there's so much to do in these games, it's my personal thing that I'm addicted to. Some people are addicted to, puzzle games. My girlfriend loves Tetris. She could play that for hours. She likes Puyo Puyo as well. She's also addicted to a lot of various phone ones. And, I know a lot of friends are into fighting games where they can grind for hours. But for me, this is the thing that's like drugs for me, man. I just can't stop. Once I get into it, and I get into just customizing everything, it's like going back to a childhood necessity to play with action figures and stuff. I just really get lost in it. Just pour hours into these type of games. But let's talk about some other pro wrestling games I have in my hand. We have over here No Mercy. I know for a lot of people this is their favorite. I personally did not grow up with this, so I was never super into No Mercy, but I could understand the appeal. The new AEW game is being produced by the same people who made this game, so I'm hoping that will be the game that I get into, because that way it will be a flow with more modern sensibilities. But yeah, I actually rented WrestleMania 2000 a lot. I don't know what it was. I guess because I was a kid and I got into the branding of just WrestleMania, and I was like, I want the game with the name of the big pay-per-view, not just the random small pay-per-view. But yeah, I think they're made by the same guy. But anyways, everyone says this one's more, this is the superior one for the N64 games. WWE 2K14 is another one I really enjoy. You could book a bunch of cards. The match in the universe mode, you could book matches yourself. Oh my god, Nick Gage is pulling out the fork. I really enjoy this game. It has a universe mode, basically like an endless story mode. The only thing is that there's not enough of a motivation to keep playing. They don't really give you things like are you beating the other company in money and ratings or popularity, which is things you'll see in a GM mode, in a traditional GM mode. 2K14 does not have that. You just kind of have this endless story mode that just goes on for how long as you want. So I think that's why this one, even though I spent a lot of hours on it, it's not as addictive as the other games I'll be mentioning, such as SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. Now, this is the game I got super into. Obviously, it's a WWE branded one. You get a GM mode. Basically, you get to book your own brand against another brand, and you fight for ratings and popularity, which does not sound like things that sound that fun, but oh my god, did I lose myself in this one. Not only did I make my own roster of wrestlers, and I even made the rival company, played out the matches, trying to get for those good ratings, trying to sell as much merch as much as possible, trying not to overwork your wrestlers where they don't get tired and injured and retire young. These are all things. There's a lot of depth in that game. So got really addicted to this one. And of course, if we're talking about my last current wrestling game that I'm really enjoying is Fire Pro Wrestling World, which is the newest version of this game. Very cool. A lot more accessible if you tried out this PS2 one. Because I talked to my friends who are like wrestling fans and they can't get into Fire Pro. And I asked them, hey, did you play? Which one did you play? And they all say, oh, I tried Fire Pro Wrestling Returns. Because this game was super cheap back in the day. You could get it for like under $20. Probably cheaper now. And they couldn't get into this game. And the main thing was just how difficult it was. But like I said, you know, I personally don't mind that it's difficult. I think it's more rewarding when it's more difficult. This one is easier. I don't want to say it dumbs it down, but it made it a lot easier and accessible. So if you didn't like the old games, try this out. This has a GM mode. The GM mode is not quite as good as the SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 game, but it's pretty darn close. Like, wrestlers will retire from injury. They will leave you if you treat them wrong. Sometimes I don't even know why they're mad. Like, I gave them like huge contracts and book them as champion, and they still like, I want to go leave to go wrestle somewhere else. So I don't know. It's a very cool game. It has the New Japan license, which is very cool. And the best thing about this is that there's an online community, so you can download their wrestling files. You can download, you know, their rings if you don't want to. I don't know if you guys can hear that. The lawnmower is going crazy again. Man, just don't have luck with videos, I guess. But anyways, Fire Pro Wrestling returns. Fire Pro Wrestling World, sorry, new one. Great game. Check it out. If this interests you, I would not recommend playing this PS2 version. I would recommend picking up this PS4 version. Mostly because the timing is a lot easier. To play the matches is a lot easier. It's more pick up and play. So yeah, let's get back to this match. We have Chris Jericho versus Nick Gage, again happening live tonight on AEW. Oh my god, what a terrible anticlimactic ending to this match. What did he win with? Just like a suplex to a pinfall? Oh man, I hope that's not what we see tonight. Now, I don't think that's what's happening. So, tonight, you guys know, AEW, we're getting Chris Jericho versus Nick Gage. Chris Jericho, wrestler for the decades. One of the greatest of all time, right? He's wrestled for WCW, ECW for a short while. Mostly known for his WWF and WCW run. And he's going up against Nick Gage, who is a cult hero. Like, people love him. Can't recommend everyone go watching a death match by Nick Gage. But I will say, at least if you see his entrance, watch his entrance of him doing a match, yeah, like the crowd loves him. Like, it's like a rock show. Like, people are moshing with this guy as he comes out. So, interesting to see. Put this on the main menu here. Tonight, I don't know what's going to be. It's kind of nice to see someone like Nick Gage get a nationally broadcast showcase on him, and it'll be interesting to watch this match tonight. Don't know if they're going to be doing all the deathmatch stuff tonight. We'll see. I'm sure they have to tone it down for the TV censors, but you never know, all right? Sometimes when you're a billionaire like Tony Khan and you're eccentric, you can get away with all sorts of crazy stuff, right? So anyways, that was me talking about wrestling games, my personal video game addiction, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that. We got Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Yuji Nagata. Who's their partners? I missed it. But anyways, is that Nakamura? Like rookie year Nakamura? Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful day, and hopefully I'll see you guys sooner than later. Bye.